Just in, breaking news, Democratic Senator from Illinois, Dick Durbin, announcing he will not seek re-election. He is the #2 ranking Democrat in the Senate. Joining us on the phone, NewsNation's Joe Khalil. Joe, hey there. What did he say? Why is he not going to run again?
So, the announcement just came out moments ago. He gave it exclusively to WBEZ in Chicago and basically just said that it's time. He said, after serving for more than 20 plus years in the Senate, that he feels like it's time for him to move on and to pass the torch down. This is a big deal. Senator Durbin is one of the longest serving members in the entire Senate. You already mentioned, Marni, he's the #2 ranking Democrat in the body. And he also, by the way, still chairs one of the most powerful committees in the entire Congress, which is the Judiciary Committee, or I should say did chair it last time. He's the top ranking Democrat on it this time. So these are going to be big shoes to fill. And I think what you're going to start to see potentially here is a number of Democrats in the Illinois political sphere, the Chicago political sphere, start to explore and put their names in. And frankly, that has already begun because there was some anticipation this could happen. Illinois has a lot of sort of young, up-and-coming Democrats that I imagine are very interested in this position and running for Senate and filling his shoes. So that's what we expect now. But, looking back, again, this is, if you look at the entire body now, one of the longest serving and most storied careers of anyone who's serving at the moment. Dick Durbin has seen a lot. It's sort of end of an era here for Illinois and certainly for the body as a whole.
Right. So 80 years old. He's been consistently a liberal voice in the state and within the Democratic Party. But Joe, as you mentioned, a lot of folks think about Illinois as a blue state, but there are a lot of conservatives that live in Illinois. I'm curious sort of the strategy for Republicans to look and upseat this particular position in the Senate and any rising Republicans that also might vie for the spot.
Yeah, it is sort of a different world. Southern Illinois, if for those familiar, does sort of feel like the northern tip of some southern, more Republican, more conservative states. So there certainly, I imagine, will be a few Republican challengers. The problem or the challenge for Republicans in Illinois is that it is so heavily concentrated, even population-wise, around Chicago and the suburbs of the city. And those are very heavily Democratic areas. And just it's a numbers game. We've seen it with the governor's race. We've seen several Senate races. Statewide, it is very hard for Republicans to win. It does not to say that it's impossible. It's a lot of it would depend on the political environment. We've seen upsets of Republicans winning in Democratic states and vice versa when the political environment heavily favors one party or another. So, you think about in 2 years when this race come up, what the reaction is to the Trump administration's policies. Are people happy with them nationwide? Are people upset with them nationwide? That might also help or hurt a potential Republican challenger. It would be certainly a long shot and an uphill battle for a Republican to win statewide, at least in terms of the current environment in Illinois. But we'll see. And I imagine there will be some people who are willing to take that chance.
Yeah. Joe, you mentioned he's popular within the Democratic Party. He's a major voice, second in the Senate in terms of just sort of status and clout. But he's also had some controversial votes lately, one being when it came to a possible government shutdown. I know he said that this is time, but how is he viewed within the Democratic Party, particularly in a Trump administration, as Democrats seek to push forward their own agenda?
I'm going to put him in a category of several other Democratic lawmakers. Look, he's 80 years old, and there is this feeling within the party right now that they need leadership that's maybe younger, maybe more in tune with the base. That's not only speaking about Senator Durbin. We've heard that look in the House. You had Nancy Pelosi, Steny Hoyer, people like that who for a long time had been at the top of the party. They stepped back.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.